me.
So, you like games.
I do like games.
Yo, dog, how do you feel about a game about games?
I like a game about games because I like
Okay,
games.
excellent. And the thing is, I know some of the games that you like, but I don't actually know what your favourite is. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the brackets game. So I don't know if you've seen it where you have like two things face off and one goes through kind of like
Oh
tournament
yeah,
style.
yeah. I played the Disney version of it, and it was the most horrendous thing I've ever done. So I can only imagine what this is going to be like.
Oh, this is going to be horrific, and I'm so excited.
Oh
So I've
God.
taken 32 games that I'm pretty sure you like, or you've definitely mentioned, and we're going to go down and see which is your favourite. You ready?
Um, no.
Excellent. Yeah, can't wait to begin. And your first matchup, we're going for
Oh God.
BioShock versus The Witcher 2.
This is a horrendous decision. BioShock is an amazing game because it scared me when I first played it. It has such an atmosphere to it, and
Mm.
the music with the strings, and I was the doctor part
The Doctor
especially.
is
Yes,
horrific.
yes, and that terrified the life out of me, but in a good way. And it was such a different and unique game when it came out. Sorry, and it had a very, very clever twist that I certainly didn't see coming. I don't know if anybody else did. But I think it's going to have to be The Witcher 2 because I love The Witcher.
So next up, we have a battle of the sequels. We have Red Dead Redemption 2 versus Portal 2.
Oh, God. Hands are on head.
Aww.
Uh,
But is in your hand pistols, or is it a portal gun that's in your hand?
I I think Red Dead 2 is a real technical marvel in terms of
Those
how
horse
it.
testicles are not going to shrink
Yeah,
themselves.
well, exactly. Anyone who's going to put that much effort into a game like deserves a bit of love. And the story was great, and the voice acting and the music and everything, and it just looks so good. But I think the one that I enjoyed playing more was Portal 2.
Portal 2.
Portal,
Cool.
I'm not happy about it, but Portal
No,
2, yeah.
we'll see more of it later. So next we have God of War, so the 2018 PS4 edition, and
hmm
Stardew Valley.
God of War. Stardew Valley it's a charming little game that I like, but I feel like there's so much to do, but there's no real focus to it. I can go off and water some plants. I can go off and do this. Like, how do I win? How do I win at this game? How do I beat it? So
Exactly. There's no one to shout boy against. I mean,
exactly, and
although
therefore,
you definitely lose if you side with Joja Cola. That's how you lose Stardew Valley. So next up we have The Last of Us versus Uncharted 4.
oh, both. Oh, it's a naughty dog off.
It is a dog off.
This is quite.
Who's top dog?
This is quite easy. It's going to be The Last of Us. I mean, Uncharted 4 is one of those games that I look back at now and I think, wow, it like similar to Red Dead. It just the faces and the way people move, so good, and the set pieces as well. I don't know if you've played it, but there's so many really good set pieces, and it's just a fun game to play. But The Last of Us beats Uncharted 4 for me.
Excellent. So then next up we have Divinity Original Sin
Ooh.
2 versus Spider-Man the 2018 PS4 edition.
Again, this is quite a nice one. Spider-Man, I'm not massively into superheroes. I mean, I don't mind them, but I'm not mad into it. So when I played Spider-Man, I enjoyed it, but it got a little bit samey for me. I enjoyed the swinging, and the traversal was so fun, but I was swinging to beat up some dudes and then swing somewhere else and beat up some more dudes, and I felt like it was a bit like that throughout the whole story. It was a bit of a chore for me. I had to keep coming back to it to finish it. I didn't want to keep playing. So yeah, Divinity Original Sin 2, one of my favourite games, is the winner.
Excellent. I'm sure we'll see much more of that one if I know you. Then next up we have Wolfenstein New Order versus Halo Combat Evolved.
Ooh, Battle of the Shooters. Wolfenstein New Order was I think I bought it when it was something like £3 on an Xbox sale. And I bought it thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like this because it's a shooter and I'm not mad into shooters. But when I played it, and I was so invested in the story and the characters, and I had such a good time with it, and the shooting was good, and all the guns were so, they actually felt different, all the guns. But I think it's got to be combat evolved. Halo's my boy. Master Chief, come at me,
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
bro.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Well, is it the same feeling if we put Halo 2 against Grand Theft Auto 5?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, GTA 5, again, it's one of those games that's just taken over the world. The story's good, and you've got the three protagonists, and you've got all the online stuff, and I'm pretty sure it hasn't dipped out of the top 10 charts for, well, since it
Oh,
came
it's
out.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like well on its way to world domination, but it's not my favorite GTA. And
hmm
again, I really, really love Halo, so Halo 2.
Halo 2 it is. So then we have Pokemon Red and Blue versus Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Ooh, um, very different.
Yeah, yeah. Where do you even begin with trying to compare these two?
Very different. Modern Warfare 2 has got one of the best, on the main menu on the title, has got one of the best soundtracks going. I love that piece of music, but I'm
Also
going.
love the Pokemon music. Da, 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 da,
That's what I
da.
listen to get myself pumped, of course.
My voice, my vocal version.
Yeah, but yeah, it's got a really, really good theme tune, and I do quite like that one. But I'm gonna go for Pokemon Red, Blue because it's the original 150, which are the best 150, and
151.
oh whatever. And I sunk a lot of hours into that as a kid on the Game Boy. So yeah, probably Pokemon Red, Blue.
So next we have
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto Vice City versus The Walking Dead.
Vice City was great. Again, I was probably too young to have played it,
Mhm.
and I did enjoy it, and it has such a good soundtrack. But it's got to be The Walking Dead.
It goes through. Will it be up against Uncharted Lost Legacy or Half-Life 2?
Ooh, ooh. Again, very different games. Oh, I think Lost Legacy is probably my favorite of the Uncharted games. But then Half-Life 2 is Half-Life 2. Ooh.
It's,
Oh
this sounds like your
man.
first. It sounds like your first big struggle.
It is. I'm gonna go based off. If you said to me, "What would you rather play right now?" I would. I'm gonna go for Half-Life 2. I remember
It's in. It's
the
locked.
yeah. I'm going for Half-Life 2. Lost Legacy was, like I said, one of probably my favorite Uncharted, but Half-Life 2.
It's in. Then we have Divinity Original Sin, the first one, versus Dragon Age Origins.
Ooh. Okay, so Dragon Age Origins is my favorite of the Dragon Age games.
hmm
Divinity Original Sin was a really, really good game. It was the first sort of old school, like the PC RPGs, the sort of isometric RPGs that I played, and it took me a little while to get into it, but when I did, I really enjoyed it. But the second one did pretty much everything better, and again, Dragon Age Origins is my fave Dragon Age, and I am a slave for Dragon Age, so yeah, Dragon Age goes through.
Excellent. So then we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Wolfenstein 2.
Oh, I think Wolfenstein 2 was great. And there's a bit at the end that I especially enjoy when BJ is about to get attacked by a load of robots, and then his very pregnant wife comes in, throws a grenade, gets her jacket set on fire, takes it off, and then shoots two machine guns whilst topless and covered in blood to take them all down. And
Did you
based on
not do
that,
that last weekend? I mean, I did.
I did it on, yeah, but not covered in blood, not that bit. So based on that, I feel like that should get top choice in most things. But I am going to go for Odyssey.
Odyssey. She's through. I say she because we were all talking about Cassandra here.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Skyrim versus Dragon Age Inquisition. Are there as
Inquis-
many dragons in Dragon Age Inquisition?
How many are in Skyrim?
Several.
I think there's probably more in Dragon Age Inquisition, to be fair. But yeah, it's going to be Inquisition because Skyrim, for me, I know everybody, it has a huge fan base. But for me, it's like that classic Fallout thing where you can go around and talk to everybody and do all sorts of, bits and pieces with everybody, but it has no substance to it. Like you can take, Lydia was the person I always took with me to carry my stuff, but you couldn't really talk to her. You couldn't really, get to know her. She wasn't a companion in that way. Whereas Dragon Age really excels at that. Like, you do get to know the people that you're working with, and you get to learn about them and what they like and don't like. So, yeah, Dragon Age.
Then we have The Witcher 3 versus Fortnite.
Well, this is no contest. The Witcher 3 goes through. I mean, Fortnite definitely, it's earned its place. And I did used to play quite a lot of the group stuff on it, but up against the behemoth that is The Witcher 3, then no. There's only one winner here.
It's in. Then we have Mass Effect 3 versus Red Dead Redemption.
Mass Effect 3. Red Dead Redemption was a great game. Again, a huge fan base, but for me, it's got that kind of classic Rockstar jank to it. Everything's a little bit clunky when you're trying to move and do stuff, whereas Mass Effect it's one of my favorite franchises, so it's got to go through.
Got to go through. Then finally, the first comparison of getting our 32 down to 16, we have Guitar Hero versus Life is Strange.
I used to love Guitar Hero when I was younger. I had like the whole band. I had the microphone and the drum set and everything. I used to absolutely love it, but my winner is Life is Strange.
We're down to 16. You ready to start again and get it down to 8?
No, because I think they were quite nice rounds. So I think this next one.
Yeah, I think there was a few there that you kind of came out emotionally not too scathed, but
yeah,
like, yeah, I'm sure you'll be making your own forehead dent with these ones.
Yeah, I'm not okay, hun.
So we have another battle of the sequels. We have a match off between The Witcher 2 and Portal 2.
Oh, again, very different. Because if you compare the two, The Witcher 2, you get a lot more game for your
dollar.
Yeah. The Witcher 2, I don't know if you've played it, but it came on 3 discs, and there's a decision you make at the beginning of sort of Act 1, and the story completely, you have to put in a different disc for which side of the story you pick. So
wow, that harsh.
Yeah, it was massive. So the whole other half of the story was kind of locked off. For its time, it was such a it was wonderful. Like, there was again, you could customize your hair, which we know is a big deal for me. Triss was in it, my girl Triss. So again, points for that. However, I think Portal 2 is almost like the perfect package as a game. So it's a really, really tough decision, but I think it's going to be Portal 2.
Portal 2.
Oh, God.
Next up, we have God of War against The Last of Us.
I think it's going to be The Last of Us. God of War was when I played it a little bit later, after it came out, and I loved it. I think the way it looks is incredible. The combat is amazing. I actually really enjoyed Atreus as well. When you've got a bit of an escort mish going on, I don't tend to like it. In fact, both of these games are a bit of an escort mission. But it is a marvel. It really is a fantastic game. But for me, The Last of Us trumps it.
Last of Us goes through.
Oh, God.
Now we have Divinity Original Sin 2 against Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh, God. I really don't know, because again, these are so different. I mean, Divinity Original Sin 2, I mean, it's got such a good story. You've got characters that you actually care about. You can customize them, which again, big fan. And I love the gameplay, and oh, God.
I can hear the stress coming through, and that's delightful to hear.
Oh, God. I think I'm going to go for Halo.
Halo it is.
I think I'm going for Halo. I'm not happy about it.
Well, you've got another chance of Halo, if you remember, because you've now got Halo 2 against Pokemon Red Blue.
Halo 2.
How influenced is that based on your previous decision?
Not at all. I'm taking them as a game. I really love the Halo series, because I played them all when I was a kid. So yeah, definitely out of those two, Halo.
Excellent. Then we have The Walking Dead versus Half-Life 2.
Again, very different. Half-Life 2, for back in its day, because when did that come out? So long ago. Really great story, good shooter, and there's some mad guns in there as well. But it's got to be The Walking Dead. My girl Clem.
Your girl survives. And then we have Dragon Age Origins against Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay, both quite big, sprawling RPG types. Cassandra is bae, I am a big
She
fan of
totally
her.
is.
Yeah. And I love the historical period that it's set in. I love ancient Greece so much, and all the history and mythology that goes with it. And the game itself is gorgeous, but it's Dragon Age. It's Dragon Age, man. I'm thirsty for that Dragon Age.
Dragon Age survives. And then we talk in Dragon Age again, this time
Oh,
Inquisition against The Witcher 3.
okay. I know I love Dragon Age and Inquisition being the most recent one. Some really lovely moments. You know, I love Morrigan, and she's got some really, really lovely character moments in there. But as a game, The Witcher 3 is far superior. So
Far sexier. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I love Geralt as well. Oh
And
man,
then last one to get this down to 8, we have Mass Effect 3 against Life is Strange.
this is really horrible. Okay, well they're both choice based games. One with more action being Mass Effect. Life is Strange is again a real surprise. One that I've just picked up in a sale because I saw it and thought, that'll be interesting. I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the characters. It's got a small game set in only a couple of areas, but you get to know everybody really well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then the prequel to it as well. They did a another game that shows you the sort of before the events that happen in Life is Strange. I'm not going to spoil it because I really want you to play it. But it's got to be Mass Effect again, one of my favorite game franchises ever. So yeah, Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3. And then there were 8. Let's keep going. Portal 2 or The
Uh,
Last of Us.
oh, oh, oh man! I knew this was gonna destroy me.
I mean, at least you're being, open about it and communicating it and sighing aggressively and
That's what I do best.
sigh aggressively.
If you could see me, I have got the world's worst bitch face on right now. I have got some severe eyebrow going on.
So, but is it
So
because who have you got to dump?
I GLaDOS is one of my favorite game characters, but
Okay,
also
best female antagonist ever?
oh, she's up there. She's definitely up there. But also Ellie from The Last of Us is one of my favorite game characters of all time, and I think looking at the two as a whole package, I love Portal 2. I really, really love it, but I think it's got to be The Last of Us. Oh, yeah, yeah, The Last of Us. Oh God.
Yeah, it's
GLaDOS,
locked.
I'm sorry.
Potato GLaDOS or evil GLaDOS?
Both at the same time. Also,
So then
the
next,
songs, the ending songs at for Portal as well. Haven't even touched on them. Phenomenal work.
excellent stuff, just wonderful. Now, I don't know if this is something that you expected to happen, but we've actually got Halo Combat Evolved against Halo 2.
A Halo off. Interesting. I am gonna go for Halo Combat Evolved because that was the first one I played. I played it on the Duke controller back when that was a thing. If you remember it, the huge chunky one. And I would have been not very old at all. So getting my hands around that controller and actually finishing this game was quite a feat. So yeah, Combat Evolved.
And next up, we have The Walking Dead against Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, this is really upsetting because I really wanted The Walking Dead to get further than this because I love The Walking Dead so much. Following Clem from a kid to, young lady, her whole story. Again, she is one of my favorite characters from games ever, but she's up against Dragon Age Origins. So I think it really pains me to do it, but I've got to get rid of The Walking Dead.
Dragon Age Origins goes through. And then finally, to get this down to 4, Battle of the final in the trilogy, or most
Oh,
recent in the trilogy. Anyway, The Witcher 3, Mass Effect 3.
oh, this is not okay. Oh God, I really don't know.
So obviously, with The Witcher 3, that was a lot of people's first introduction to The Witcher. But you started with the second one and then read the books. Is that right?
Yeah, so I played the second one and then read all the books. So Geralt was very dear to me. And do you know what? For a pre-made character, I didn't think I'd like playing as a grey-haired old man, but I really, really like Geralt. I really like
Mutant,
him.
mutant man.
Yeah, whereas in Mass Effect 3 you can customize who you are and make it more, you role play, you play as the person you've created. And oh, good lord. Oh, this is not nice. Um Sci-fi versus fantasy. Oh man. Um,
And then Mass Effect 3, did you go through with Shep in all three games, or did you start late, or?
oh no, I can't, I couldn't have done it two and then one and then three. So definitely in order. Played, I did a Renegade run through, Paragon run through, Male Shep, Fem Shep. I've done so many playthroughs, romance so many people. Oh, this is really tough. I mean, The Witcher 3 is such an amazing game. I love the characters in it. I love Geralt,
Triss or Yen?
Triss. But I think this is based on the fact that I've played The Witcher 2, and at that point I didn't know that Yen was a person. So I've come into it with a history with Triss. So to then swap, it just felt wrong to me. So yeah, Triss, my gal Triss. But then I'm thinking of Tally, I'm thinking of Garrus, I'm thinking of Grunt and Rex. Oh, Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3, and that's not even many people's favourite of the Mass Effects.
I know. It's well, I'm a real torn between 2 and 3. I prefer the combat in 3, but the companions in 2 and the story in 2. Forget the ending. Everyone hates it.
Right, then there were four. Let's get
Oh
this going.
god.
So we got The Last of Us against Halo Combat Evolved.
Ooh. So, like I said, Halo I played when I was like a baby, and I loved it. And one of my favorite gaming moments ever was in the last mission. There's a bit where you are on a timer to get out of the ship because it's going to blow up. So you're in the Warthog and you're driving, and you've got Cortana, and she's saying, "We've got to do it. We've got to be fast." And then the music kicks in. You know the one, the da 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 da, and you're da 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 da, and you're driving, and everyone's shooting at you, and you're trying to get. Oh god! And I loved that moment so much. I replayed that mission so many times, and I really, really do love that game. But I think The Last of Us has got to go through. I'm sorry.
So that's Last of Us in your
Oh
final.
god.
But who's going to join Last of Us in the final? Is it Dragon Age Origins or Mass Effect 3?
Dragon Age versus Mass Effect. I think it's got to be Dragon Age. Like I said, I love the companions in Mass Effect, but I think I like, especially in Origins, because it's my girl Morrigan, Alistair,
You're a good little swamp witch.
my Swamp Witch, and
She...
Alistair, my little adorable doofus.
So that makes your final is The Last of Us against Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, oh, okay. Like I said, I think Ellie from The Last of Us is one of my favorite characters. The Last of Us is one of my favorite games. I love it so much. I love the story. I love everybody in it. I think The Last of Us is the only game that I've ever cried
Wow.
at actual tears.
Full emotion.
Yeah, which is unusual for me because I'm a little bit of an ice queen and I don't do that sort of thing normally. But that really, really got me. Again, I'm not going to spoil it too much because I want you to play it. But Swamp Witch, swooping is bad. Oh, I think it's got to be Dragon Age Origins, the game that completely changed gaming for me forever.
So there we go. Your favourite game of all time is Dragon Age Origins. How does that make you feel? You relieved? You happy?
I
You now when someone asks what your favourite game is, you go, yes, science says it's Dragon Age Origins.
I am emotionally and physically drained. That I can't really think right now. I think that's probably fair that Dragon Age Origins came out on top of some really difficult.
Yeah, you had some
No,
harsh matchups, some
yeah,
definite
some really
hair puller
difficult
matchups early on.
decisions there. So I think that's probably fair. The best ones I think did make it to the end. So I'm hoping that's it. I'm relieved that I don't have to answer anymore because, like I said, I have nothing left. I've got
So the
nothing
best
left.
thing, so the best thing about it being over is that it's over.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what you
Well,
say.
good catching up with you, and I'll speak to you again soon.
You will. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.